All right, one of my favorite players in this draft. I haven't hidden that whatsoever. He was my consensus favorite defensive end from the beginning of last preseason football. I really, really, really like not only Laiatu Latu, but his story, his work ethic, his drive, his motor. When you watch him play, he doesn't stop, and I love it. I love watching him on the field. I did a couple. I mean, if you look back at my original videos, they're pretty sad how yeah, how everyone starts off when they're making content. But my video on him, they're pretty bad. I tried. We've come a long way since then. But Laiatu Latu, the biggest thing on him is the medicals. Everyone's so worried about it. But look at those last 2 years, 2023 and 2022. Nothing. No problem. No issues. PFF grade 96.3 this year. He was the Lombardi Award winner, which is for the best lineman in college football. He was a beast this year. Absolutely stellar. Let's go to the stats, and then we'll come back to this. So there's Laiatu Latu, 6'4.5". So he's out of the main four. He's really the most NFL built. Now, really, they're not much different from each other, and that's kind of the knock. There's no real big defensive end this year, but he's the most built. The downside of him, just like Dallas Turner and Jared Verse, the high missed tackle percentage, but that doesn't tell the whole story. He doesn't completely set the edge. He has some issue with the run game, but really not bad. His run defense, if you look at all four of these, 82.1 PFF grade. His pass defense, 94.3. So pass rush, really. PFF grade, 96.3. So, I mean, people are criticizing over the stupidest things, but if you watch him on tape, he's the most complete defensive end to me. He sets the edge better than the other ones, maybe not better than Dallas Turner. Dallas Turner does set the edge pretty well, which Matt Eberflus loves in our 4-3 scheme, watch Montez Sweat and how he sets the edge and contains everything. I don't think that's going to be an issue for Laiatu Latu, though. If you watch his game, he's very disciplined. He has a lot of moves, more moves than any of the other defensive ends, and he has bend and flex. He screams to me what a defensive end should look like when they're coming into the league. So I like him the very most. The comp I'm seeing on him is Jared Allen, and if that's true, I'm happy with this. I'm 100% happy with this. I don't love the idea of taking any defensive end at 9, but if we traded back to 12, 13, and picked ahead of the Saints who are going to take a defensive end, perfect spot. 12 and 13 both need quarterback. If one of the quarterbacks is on the board, they come up to 9. We get an extra draft pick. We get someone in the second round. We get an extra one. Pick Laiatu Latu. I'm happy. The Bears have already brought Dallas Turner in, Chop Robinson in, now Laiatu Latu. I wouldn't be surprised if Jared Verse comes in too. All four of these guys are first-round talent. I don't think any of them are top 10 talent in this draft, but all four of them are first-round talent. So if we trade back, I think that's the perfect scenario here. Pick up an edge, pick up a second-round pick, grab a wide receiver in the second round, Xavier Legette, Roman Wilson, for example, one of those guys, or grab Zach Frazier. We're going into hypotheticals. That's not the point of this video. It's about Laiatu Latu, but there is a path where we could pick him up. And going back to those medicals, so in 2020 in spring ball, in preseason, before the college football season started, he had a gruesome neck injury where he had to have surgery. The doctors told him he had to medically retire. So he did. I love the story of this because he worked his freaking butt off to come back and be able to play again. He got medically cleared, transferred from Washington to UCLA, where he played the last 2 seasons without any hitches. People have surgeries all the time for stuff. People have setbacks. They have issues. If those medicals, and that's part of why the Bears are probably bringing him in. We want to check this out. We want to make sure the medicals are clear. We want to see your history. We want to have your doctor's notes. We want to have our doctors look you over. He's going to be just fine. From everything I'm seeing and everything I'm hearing, not an issue whatsoever. So if that's true, and he's the most NFL built with the best moves, the best ability and capability, the best drive and motor, then I'm all on board for this. Look at the bottom left there, UCLA's this is just last night this came out. UCLA's Laiatu Latu chosen for NFL Films Hey Rookie Series. It'd be kind of cool to watch, especially if he becomes a Bear. That would be kind of fun to see a series on him, on his journey, on his transition to the NFL and what he's gone through. So here's his RAS score, 9.32, the best sack hit hurry rate. This is just another way of me saying pressures, but it's a way of my stats showing it. Every 4.9 plays, he has a sack hit or a hurry. He's causing disruption. His RAS score is off the charts. His weight is right in line with the other guys in this draft. Yeah, he could be a little bit bigger. Maybe he will bulk up and fill into that. But his 6'4.5" is better than anybody else in this draft. He's truly built like an NFL defensive end. You can knock his arms a little bit. They're a little bit shorter, but he's got great moves, so I don't see that being a big problem. For example, Montez Sweat, he's 6'5.5", almost 6'6", and almost the same weight. He's 260. So I don't see that being an issue at all. Maybe the arm length is something people are a little more concerned on. I'm not, because I've watched him on tape. I've watched what he can do, and I have no issues with it. His vertical and his broad, of all the things not to be elite, I mean, how are those really the big benefactor of him playing off the edge and setting the edge? More of the 10-yard split is the biggest thing you want to watch there. The shuttle, the three-cone, he's elite in all of it. So I really, really, really like Laiatu Latu. I want him to be a Chicago Bear. I'd love for this to work out. There are options. If Rome's there at 9, that's obviously my favorite. I'm starting to get worried that Rome won't be there at 9. If Rome's there at 9, we take him. If he's not there at 9, trading down, we can take Brian Thomas Jr., we can take Laiatu Latu, and then there's options in the second round. Like I said, Roman Wilson, Xavier Legette, and then on the edge side, Chris Braswell, Darius Robinson. I mean, there's options. So I like the idea of trading down, and picking up Laiatu Latu or Chop Robinson. Those are my favorite two scenarios here. So definitely something that could happen, something to keep an eye on. The visits today at Hallis Hall are the exciting thing for me. This is absolutely a great time for the Bears. There's a lot of exciting things happening. 2 top 10 picks. Ooh, I'm excited for draft night, guys. It's building. The momentum's building. All right, so video number 2 of the day. Also going to have Xavier Worthy's here in a little bit. All 3 of these are good videos for the day. Hope you guys enjoy them. Until next time, bear down.